Yo, it's me, it's the SEOTT baby, and I'm back with my review for the 2006 film Rocky Balboa, starring Sylvester Stallone, Burt Young, Milo Ventimiglia, Antonio Tarver, Geraldine Hughes, and is directed by Sylvester Stallone. Okay, I'm gonna be for real for you guys right now. I forgot how much I love this movie. I mean, seriously. Now, I said when I said about Rocky 5 how I really like that movie. You know, I don't hate any of the Rocky movies. And I think my ranking is going to be hard to rank, first of all. I think it might be a little bit controversial as to which ones I prefer over the ones I don't. To be honest, my ranking, before the Creed movies came out, the top 3 Rocky movies I had were... It was Rocky Balboa, the original Rocky, and Rocky 4. Now, I still contest that Rocky 4 is my favorite Rocky movie. But watching all these movies in succession like I took a break between 4 and 5, but watching them all, marathoning them all, and watching them so close to each other, you really see the entire Rocky story unfold. And yes, Rocky's a big part of the Creed films. And he's maybe 50-50 with Donnie Creed in the first one. But then the second one is focused more, while they focus on Rocky 4 and stuff like that, you know, in that vein. But Rocky's always going to be focused on in these movies, you know. Let me say that Sylvester Stallone, as an actor, he's great. I can argue he's even better as a director. Think of the movies that he's directed, right? Rambo, 2008, right? Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky Balboa, The Expendables. I believe he directed the first one. He knows what he's doing. He wrote the first Rocky film. So he's not just some actor out there to make money. He knows what he's doing when he writes a movie, when he directs a movie, when he acts in a movie. He knows what he's doing. And this film, this is the natural progression for Rocky after Rocky 5. Yes, a lot of people are down on it. I don't mind it so much. The only problem there's a disconnect between this one and Rocky 5, and that's the problems between him and his son. So, in Rocky 5, there was that, you know, Rocky was ignoring his son and paying more attention to Tommy Gunn, and they had problems, and they seem to make that up. And I guess, yes, people have problems. They're going to have problems. But by this film, now, all of a sudden, Robert has a problem with his father's star shining brighter than his, being in the shadow of his father. Everybody saying to him, hey, tell your dad I said hey, or hey, how's your father? Not, you know, he's trying to make his own way, much like Donnie in Creed was trying to make his own way as Donnie Johnson, not Adonis Creed. You see what I mean? I think they handled that a little bit better in Creed, whereas here, it just comes off like Robert doesn't want anything to do with his father. At least until partway through the film, where he gives up his job to help his father with this fight. It just seems like he wants to ignore his father until he has that great that talk with him in that great speech where Rocky says, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Get knocked down and keep moving forward. And that's echoed during the fight, during Rocky's fight with Mason Dixon. One of my favorite Rocky speeches of all time in this movie. Also, Paulie. The character of Paulie comes full circle, and it fits, seeing as by Creed, spoiler alert, Paulie has passed away. Paulie comes full circle. Paulie has never been the nicest guy in the world. He's always been the jerk, the asshole, the guy that throws a turkey out on Thanksgiving and say, go eat it in the alleyway. He's that guy. And it gets to the point that Rocky is starting wanting to relive the moments he had with Adrian. And he's walking around. He's going to the places he took her. He goes to the old house. He goes to the skating rink. And that's where Paulie finally snapped and says, I can't do this no more. And Rocky's like, well, Paulie, what's the problem? He goes, you treated her good. You had her good times. I treated her bad. I don't need to think about this. And Paulie comes full circle. He loses his job. He loses his job. He says he's retired. It calls back to Rocky too. He says he retired, and he's got this big old thing of meat. And he goes, yeah, you're bald. Usually give him a watch, not enough meat. And he goes, I got a watch. You gave me a watch. I got 2 watches. You gave me a watch. I don't need a watch. And this whole thing in the film starts from a computer fight, a simulation between the current champ Mason the Lion Dixon and a simulation of Rocky from in his prime. And Rocky beats. In this simulation, Rocky wins. So people start to get curious as to how it would actually go. I mean, Rocky's in his 50s in this film, but here's the thing. Rocky sees this fight, and he wants to fight again. But he's not talking about a big fight with Mason Dixon, even though that's what kind of gets him out of retirement. He goes to the boxing commission. He passes every single one of the tests, and they don't want to allow him to do it until he makes another great speech about how, it doesn't matter what age, you should be able to do it. I don't remember the speech. I just found out at the time. But it is still a great speech. I've heard it before. And apparently that works because he gets passed. He gets his boxing license back. But is it the first thing he does? Does he really try to hook up this fight with Dixon? No. That's not what he cares about. Seeing that fight didn't want him to go, oh, hey, I want to fight this guy. No, it's, I want to fight again. As he's telling Robert, I just want to fight little small ones, little small fights, little local ones, nothing big. He just wants to get in the ring again to see if we still got what it takes. And that's what leads to the end of this film, too, is there are actually 2 endings to this film with the fight with Mason Dixon, and where the original ending had Rocky winning the fight overall. And it's on the Blu-ray and DVD, so you can watch that. Where it kind of plays with you a little bit as a tease. It's like, it's a split decision, and the first one goes to Dixon, second to Balboa, and the third one, your winner, and then Dixon starts to Philadelphia's champion, Rocky Balboa, and he wins and stuff. And there's a guy that says bullshit, but it's just But the actual ending they use, I think, is better. It fits for the character of Rocky, and I'm glad that Stallone rewrote that ending because it fits better. Rocky loses, but in the original ending, the ending where he wins, he's still standing in the ring. Here, as soon as the fight is done, he starts, he goes up to the champ, you're a great champion, you're a good fighter, you're a great champion, and then he leaves. He and his people that leaves, he's waving to people, he's leaving, he's going, he's gone. He doesn't care about the decision. Because just like in the original Rocky, that's not what it's about. It's not about winning. It's about proving that you still got it. And yes, in this version, Mason Dixon wins. But like I said, it's not about that. By the time the decision is made, Rocky is already almost, he's in the entranceway, get ready to leave, and he's waving to people. There's also differences in the original ending. There's some generic music playing in the background during this. But in this ending, the that Rocky, whatever you call it, music plays, and it fits. Because he's not going to wait for the decision. He's gone. He doesn't care about the decision. He just wanted to prove he still got it, and he did. He even tells Paulie, because Paulie tells him, you go in there, you get that beast out, and you get it done with. And after the fight, he tells Paulie, he says, the beast is out, the beast is gone. So that's all it was. He wanted one more fight. He wanted to prove he still got it, and he does. That's all it was about. It was never about winning. It's never about beating him. Even though there is a line that says, he's going to win. I don't know. But it wasn't about beating him. It was about going the distance, just like the first film, and that's why it works. Is this a better conclusion than Rocky V? Sure. Also, this also reconnects some of the stuff from the original film as well, like the character of Marie. In the first film, he tries to help her. She says, "Go home, creepo," and and I guess she was supposed to have some kind of role in Rocky V, cameo or something, but they wrote it out. And here, she's actually sort of a main character. She's one of the characters in the film, where she introduces her son, who is mixed race. And, he has a connection with Rocky, and Rocky, they buy a dog, or they adopt a dog, and they name him, Punchy. Rocky picks out, one of the scruffiest looking dogs there. Just like him, an underdog, and no one believes it, even the kid says it, and look, he's gonna die any minute. But just like him, this dog is just like Rocky. By looking at Rocky, no one thought he could do anything, and he proved that he could. So he gets this scruffy-looking dog, and named him Punchy. Rocky actually likes it, Because what was Rocky? He was a punching bag, right? It works. I love this movie, man. I don't think it's the best Rocky movie, but generally, I gotta say, out of all the ones when it's on, Rocky 4, the first Rocky, and this one are the ones that I'll watch the most when it's on. Like, if I see it's on, flip right to it, because, yeah, this movie, it tugs at your heartstrings in a way that's not really sad. Like, you see Rocky going to all these places from the first film. They call back to the first film, and you see him go to Adrian's grave. He's got a restaurant that he owns called Adrian's. He named after her. And she died of cancer. This is explained in Creed as well. When Rocky gets his cancer, spoiler alert, he doesn't want to do anything about it because he saw what Adrian went through. I'm not going to say any more about that. We'll wait till Creed. But he lost his wife. He still got Paulie, sort of. Paulie's now isn't, like I say, he's done. You treated her good. You had the good times. I treated her bad. I don't got to think about this. I love that line. And delivery by Burt Young. It brings this movie brings Paulie's story full circle. And that's why, when they showed in Creed that Paulie was dead, I wasn't mad about it because his story is done. Basically, Rocky Balboa finished his story. He lost his job, but it basically brings his story full circle. He finally admits that he wasn't a very good person, but he's still by Rocky's side. And now you say, well, but what kind of story is finished? Paulie never really had a story other than he never admitted that he was a dirtbag. He never admitted that. This movie, he finally admits it, and that's why going forward, we don't need Paulie anymore. And this is the last film to also feature the character of Tony Duke Evers. Because the actor passed away the same year that the year after Creed came out. In 2016. What else is there to talk about? Any bad points? Let me see. Any bad points? Beside the... not really. I can't really think of anything. I pointed out my one problem with this was the whole disconnect between the two. Considering that in Rocky V they sort of made up, and the character of Robert Balboa, Rocky Jr., whatever you want to call him, isn't the best character. He's not really written the best, to be honest. Most of the films, like when his first appearance in Rocky II as a baby. I used to hold you right here. You wouldn't believe this, but I held you. You used to feel right here, And he's just sort of been this kid character. And then in 5, they try to actually tell a story with him. And I guess the character is... I'm not saying that Stallone never wrote him well. I'm just saying that they kind of treat him like he doesn't care. But he keeps coming back to his father. Like, spoiler alert, not really. But by Creed, he once again leaves his father. He moved to Canada with his family. And then we sort of get that reconnection again in Creed 2, which I'll get to when I get to reviews. But just like the character of Rocky Balboa, it never really set with me why he keeps on changing his mind about his father and everything. I don't know. But who knows? But yeah, this movie's great. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I really love this movie. To be honest, it had me going, really, because during the fight with Mason Dixon, him and Mason Dixon, you know, they're fighting stuff. There's Rocky lands a shot, and I jumped up and went, yeah, get him, Rock! Even though it's a movie, and he didn't Rocky shot punch stuff. I don't know why. It gets me going every time. The first time I watched it, I did that. But yeah, it gets me going. I don't know why. But yeah, 9 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on Rocky Balboa? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.